Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. So, and let me tell you, this whole thing with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford just keeps getting better and better. It is widely rumored through a couple of reputable and highly credible sources that the reason why, well, first of all, how you guys doing, right? Al Heyman and Errol Spence and the whole PBC team, right? I already did a video on their concerns about Terence Crawford and still having any kind of affiliation to Daniel Kinahan and the Irish Mob. Now, there are a lot of people who just felt that the reason why Al Heyman was concerned about Terence Crawford having an affiliation with the Irish Mob is because Terence Crawford was over there with Bob Arum, and Bob Arum had dealings with Daniel Kinahan, paying him to consult on 3-4 fights for Tyson Fury. I think 3 fights for Tyson Fury. 4. The first fight when he came back, I think Otto Wallin, and then 2 Deontay Wilder fights. A lot of people didn't really understand why Bob Arum was, concerned. They felt like, not Bob Arum, Al Heyman. They were like, why in the world is he concerned about Terence Crawford? There's no proof of there ever being any dealings between Terence Crawford and Kinahan. Yeah, you want to cross all T's, dot all I's before you go into a business endeavor with Terence Crawford, because you just want to make sure that he's clean and he doesn't have any ties to this Irish mob. Well, now that Terence Crawford, this is why people got to learn to be quiet, right? Terence Crawford decides to get in front of the camera and talk about why negotiations fell apart. And I think he did a so-so job. I thought it was brave of him, and I commend him, because talk about making yourself extremely vulnerable when you go in front of the camera live for everyone in the world to see. And then what people are going to do, right? There's a portion who just take it for what it is, click off the video, click off Instagram, go on about their business. Then there's another half that's going to sit there and poke holes in it and make you look crazy. And then there's the other side who's going to sit there and believe everything that you said. They're going to come out here and champion your argument, your side of the argument, right? But in between all of that, right, there's going to be a couple traces in between those samples, right? There's going to be a couple traces of individuals who are going to sit here and say, hold on a second. Because, see, if you're watching this video, that means you keep up with boxing, right? I do a lot of videos, and I'm going to keep them coming, right? Because I enjoy this. Not just because I'm a boxing fan, because this is intriguing to me. But guess what? This whole hedge fund, the hedge funds, 2 companies, Terence Crawford won't disclose these 2 companies, right? There was one that was putting up $50 million, the other one that was one to put up $50 million. 2 different companies. He won't disclose the names. What is being widely rumored right now is that money is coming from the Irish mob. Now, I don't know that to be true. I'm just telling you, this is what some of the people are speculating. Why would you talk about the contracts? Why would you want to go live and do negotiations live? Why would you talk about all the efforts you made to make things happen? Why would you talk about how you were at the table with Al Heyman's mom being sick? Why would you talk about, Floyd Mayweather? Why would you just come out here and talk about and try to get into the specifics and into the weeds on all the reasons why this fight couldn't happen? Because of Al Heyman and Errol Spence. Errol Spence has a fire stick. Errol Spence took his family on vacation. And then, all of this stuff, that we don't need to hear about. Terence Crawford wouldn't put that out there, in addition to the stuff we wanted to hear about, right? But the one thing he wouldn't expound on is where that $50 million was coming from. He said it was 2 companies with hedge funds. Sources are saying now that it could be that Terence Crawford still has some kind of association with Kinahan and the Irish mob. Now, for those of you who are saying, "Oh, this is all BS. Why would you even do a video like this? You have no proof." I'm going to tell you right now, I don't have any proof. But why not have a conversation about it? Because on September 9, 2021, there was an article published by The Insider. If you go to www.insider.com, it's putting Daniel Kinahan and Terence Crawford. Just go and pull it up. This article, it talks about Kinahan and his growing influence in the sport of boxing in America. It says boxing advisor, right? That's the hat Al Heyman wears too, right? An advisor. So boxing advisor and suspected mob boss Daniel Kinahan has a growing influence on the sport in America. And what do you think they have as the big, let me see if I can show you this. Okay. Watch this right here. Bing, 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 bing. Boxing advisor and suspected mob boss in America. Let me see if I can make this a little smaller for y'all. It's a little crazy to me. The growing influence in the sport in America. And look who they have right there next to each other. Terence Crawford, look, it was on September 9, 2021. Okay? And it says, Kinahan is advising U.S. superstar fighter Terence Crawford. Crawford's promoter Bob Arum says. See, I'm not making this stuff up. Now, the thing about it is, how come that hasn't been talked about? You know, I've done a video about it, but I wasn't sure. But that is why Al Heyman and those guys are so apprehensive. And I tend to believe that when Terence Crawford leaves Bob Arum, right, says he's trying to make a fight with what's his name? Spence. Spence and those guys, issues with the money, no transparency. Crawford's frustrated. Boom, $50 million out of nowhere. Can't disclose where it's coming from, but it's two companies with hedge funds. Now, when he initially said that, I said, man, Crawford must have, you know, he and Warren Buffett might have had a conversation. And Warren Buffett probably put him in touch with some of his people and said, hey, we're both Nebraskans. We're going to look out for you. We believe in you. Think this is good for the economy. We'll put up the money. Well, how much do you think it's worth? $50 million? Okay, no problem. We'll invest in that. Sure to make a profit if we do it right here in Nebraska. That's what I initially thought. But now it makes you wonder, man. Just like Crawford wanted this is the thing. Crawford wanted proof, wanted receipts to see where the money was coming from. If I'm not getting a guarantee, or even if I'm getting a guarantee, show me where the money's coming from. Okay, well, here we go. Conversely, how about you show us where this $50 million was coming from? You give us the name of these companies, okay? You give us statements from banks or whatever accounts this stuff is being held in, offshore accounts or whatever it is. And then we can go forward from there. Didn't happen. So this article goes on to say that Kinahan, which we all know is a suspected mob boss from, Europe, he's Irish. And he's currently advising the pound-for-pound star, Terence Crawford. That's according to a bombshell report in the Mirror of Ireland by John Hann, a noted crime journalist who has been reporting on Kinahan for years. Kinahan is one of the most powerful people in boxing, advising some of the sport's biggest names, including world heavyweight champion Tyson Fury and top-tier fighters Josh Taylor and Jamel Herring. That name, Jamel Herring, sound familiar to you guys? He advises his stable of boxers and even organizes matches for them from his headquarters in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. He advises his stable of boxers. Doesn't seem to be of much concern right there. And even organizes matches for them from his headquarters in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. While Kinahan has never been charged with a crime, it is alleged that he controls an Irish organized crime group with operations worth over $1 billion. Now we know that the authorities are on to Kinahan. Trial's going to begin. This man Kinahan is not leaving the Middle East, and we know that Bob Arum has to go to court next year in 2024. Whether Bob Arum will make it to 20. Have y'all seen Bob Arum? He looks horrible lately, doesn't he? But we're not sure if Bob Arum's going to make it to 2024. But it makes you wonder, okay, what exactly was going on when Crawford was there working with Kinahan, and what relationships were formed with Kinahan, Kinahan's associates, and what relationships may still exist. Because we're talking about this now, at least I am, because $50 million just appeared out of nowhere. That's kind of interesting and kind of shocking that this boxer who just left his boss or left his promoter, he's his own man now doing his own show, he somehow goes out here and sources $50 million. I mean, hey, we need some transparency on that. That's all I'm saying. Just don't know, man. But the man Kinahan has major issues with the government and boxing authorities. This is crazy, man. And Billy Joe Saunders, too, is over there. It says in this article that was published in September 2021 that earlier in that month, Eddie Hearn, the chairman of British promotions firm Matchroom Sport, said Kinahan had discussions with Sky Sports, a broadcaster Hearn had a lengthy association with before entering a new deal with rival streaming service DAZN. Regarding 3 athletes who have parted ways with Matchroom brand, Huey Fury, Savannah Marshall, and Lewis Ritson, Hearn told ITV, "I think their advisor, Daniel Kinahan, spoke to us and Sky, and basically this was a massive opportunity for them to join Sky." Sky denied Hearn's assertions. What? Man, I didn't even know that. Man, shit, just in case y'all think I'm making stuff up, right? Yo. Regarding 3 athletes who have parted ways with the Matchroom brand, Huey Fury, Savannah Marshall, and Lewis Ritson, Hearn told ITV, "I think their advisor," man, I didn't know Daniel Kinahan was advising Savannah Marshall at the time. It's interesting. Well, but Sky denied those assertions, man. They say these claims are untrue. As a broadcaster, we're continuing to work only through our promoters to secure fights to air on television. Sounds to me like Eddie Hearn threw him under the bus, didn't he? Eddie Hearn went out there. Fast Eddie went out there and threw him under the bus real quick. But it says, regardless, Kinahan has been making moves that impact the U.S. marketplace. We know that as well as boxing in Britain. At the start of the year, Kinahan was pictured in Dubai, sitting next to Florida-based boxing manager Peter Khan. The photo has since been deleted from the social media account. So, I don't know. Months later, Khan signed a deal to join Triller as his chief boxing officer. Man, it is crazy. So now you guys, if you hear, especially if you're on Twitter or Instagram, and you see some of the concern and questions now, like how the hell was Crawford able to come up with $50 million? I'm not, like, right now, there's no proof that he had anything to do with the Irish mob, but people start asking questions. Because you went out there, which he had every right to talk about transparency, where's the money? Show me the money, show me the receipts. Well, hey, you show us where that money was coming from, that $50 million. You show us that you weren't involved with the Irish mob, you still have some kind of association with Daniel Kinahan. No, we want to know, what relationships have you formed? Informal, formal? With who? Kinahan, the Irish mob? Warren Buffett, some local company? We know you're a big man there in Nebraska. Let us know what's going on. You got money too. We don't know if you got 25 or 50 million, but you probably know people, but hey, get this off your back immediately, Mr. Crawford, because right now, that's the question. And I think it's a fair question, because that blew everybody's mind when Crawford went on the live feed. When he threw out that shit about 50 million, I was like, what? Why wouldn't Earl Spence take that? Oh, they didn't want it to be a cap, could make more money. I'm like, yeah, but damn, 25 million is a lot for two guys who probably have only been making maybe the most 8, 10 million, 15 million, you know, like you get 25 each guaranteed, 50-50 split. Something just didn't seem right. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Boy, boy, boy. I just don't get it. And then it's, this right here is, man, this right here gonna blow your mind and shit. It's crazy. You see this right here? Another well-known American has joined Kinahan stable. Boy, boy, boy. Bob Arum, the veteran promoter and founder of powerful Las Vegas firm Top Rank, told the Irish Mirror this week that Crawford, one of Top Rank's fighters, is advised by Kinahan. Boy, boy, boy. Crawford is a stupendously skilled fighter, 3-weight champion, one of the best boxers in the welterweight division. Crawford visited Dubai in May and posted photographs of his stay. It's unclear if he met Kinahan during the visit. There's no suggestion that Crawford is involved in any criminality. Insiders approached Crawford's reps for comment on his relationship with Kinahan, but they did not give a response. If Kinahan has the ear of Crawford, Fury, and Taylor, then he can act in the interest of 3 of the world's consensus. Hold on one second. Top 10 boxers. Man, what? Kinahan is one of the world's most one of boxing's most influential figures, and also one of its most mysterious. He rarely appears in public, just like Al Heyman, and was not ringside for Herring's 2021 victory over Carl Frampton, even though it was held in Dubai. Kinahan does not give interviews or speak to the press. The only public statement he has issued for years arrived February 2021 and appeared to be part of a campaign to sport wash his image. Left unchecked, Kinahan's influence in American boxing may continue to grow. Trying to tell you. Interesting, right? Well, what do you guys think? I'm trying to put all this together. You know, Crawford, Arum, the guarantees, Crawford being paid money, Bob Arum saying he's coming out of pocket, he's hemorrhaging millions to pay for Crawford, who's not a draw. I'm trying to figure out what would be the connection there between Crawford, Kinahan, and maybe Arum's frustration is he's paying this guy Kinahan money. Then Kinahan may be advising Arum to keep Crawford and keep putting him in fights. Arum's frustrated, but he can't tell the Irish mob no because he's in bed with, you know, the devil. And he has to pay him. So Bob Arum's getting beat over the head on both ends. But Crawford's poor revenue generating fights. And then this Irish mobster was like, yo, I'm advising you, I'm going to take my little percentage or whatever it is. You know, it makes me wonder if that had something to do with Arum getting all of a sudden out of nowhere super frustrated with Crawford. You know, I'm just trying, there's a piece missing from this, man. I'm telling you, there's a piece missing. But at the end of the day, the more they talk, and for Crawford, I like Crawford. Not because of boxing, because he's the way that man is, but he's a family man, all about his wife, all about his kids. And I love that. But my advice to Crawford is shut up. Don't ever do another live feed. Don't give people an opportunity to start to go and dig and unearth and try to find out more about you and how you come across this money. Because if he wouldn't have said that, I wouldn't even have looked this crap up, to be honest with you. Okay? And like, again, where there's smoke, there's fire. And I'm not saying Crawford has anything to do with this Kinahan guy at the moment. I'm just saying, I'm just a guy who's chilling, retired, has a boxing channel. He loves boxing. Not just to come and talk about the fight, but, you know, I like to dig a little deeper and have these kind of conversations. Most boxing channels aren't doing that. It's just more for a quick reaction, quick view, and then go on to the next. and your channel's monetized, and you look in your analytics, and you see that, oh, I made X amount of dollars today, you know. I mean, that's cool, but for me, it's like, I like for people to want to watch the videos while they're walking, while they're exercising, and just listen to it. So I try to give you more than a 5-minute video. But I think this is interesting stuff. So I guess more to come on this, but it's my understanding is it's widely rumored at this time that the Earl Spence team was very concerned about Crawford having any attachment to Kinahan. And the fact that he came up with this $50 million, that just made them, you know, just take steps back and say, let's just leave this crap alone until they can get through the Jake Paul fight with Showtime and get through this year, see what's good. Now they got to see what's happening with Keith Thurman, see how the money's looking, and then do it all on their own, take the risk on their own, get the reward on their own, and take the loss on their own. They don't want to come deal with no mystery person, mystery companies with these mystery hedge funds and this mystery 50 million. Like, they're not getting involved in that. And now that I look at it from this perspective, I think Al Heyman and Earl Spence did the right thing. Get the hell away from that 50 million. I think they did the right thing. I would, if they can't disclose where the money came from, and everything is a goddamn secret, then we don't need to touch it. And like, it's not a game. Maybe Crawford is willing to disclose all that, but I don't know. But I tell you what, mum is the word. He's not saying anything about this mystery company, mystery hedge funds. He's not saying anything about it. So I don't know. I guess more to come. We'll see what's up. But makes it a little bit. It makes the storyline a little more interesting, doesn't it? But that being said, man, appreciate y'all taking time to watch this video. If you hung in there to the end, y'all keep cool. Yeah, man, y'all can cash at me now. Everything is rolling. I'm legit. But yo, shout out to all 7 continents, all the veterans. Appreciate the support. Y'all keep cool, and as always, I'm in the breeze.